Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Amala.
Yesterday I made a video asking liberals why they don't want to move left, and overwhelmingly the response that I got was, oh, well, anti-capitalist leftists are annoying and insufferable.
Yeah.
What? Are you sure you want to be admitting that? That's weak sauce, brother.
I don't think I've
Did she turn into Hulk Hogan all of a sudden?
ever seen somebody so quickly prove a point. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
Guys, before we get into today's video, please like and subscribe. Today we're talking about whether or not leftists are annoying. You guys have your answer.
We already know. Like most leftist women, liberal women, are just the worst.
I have mine. And then we're going to discuss whether or not them being annoying stops people from joining their camp. Now, I'm a former leftist myself, and I was annoying as when I was a leftist. Okay?
As long as you knew. As long as you knew.
Constantly telling people what they should think, how they should feel, being on my moral high horse about everything that I was thinking and feeling. And I know now just how annoying that was. Now, this leftist is getting a little bit of a wake-up call, although she's not picking up the phone. Okay, so let's watch the TikTok.
Yesterday I made a video asking liberals why they don't want to move left, and overwhelmingly the response that I got was, oh, well, anti-capitalist leftists are annoying and insufferable.
You should see her face. Oh, my face!
What?
Can we just replay the eyebrow movement real quick on that?
Yeah.
After saying annoying and insufferable. One more time.
Well, anti-capitalist leftists are annoying and insufferable. What? Are you sure you want to be admitting that?
It's funny watching it.
That's weak sauce, brother. Technically, all of your political and moral positions are correct, but I just don't like you. So, not gonna do it. Word? Even if that's just a flippant online response, that's petulant as fuck. You don't want to pick up more radical positions, whether you believe in them or not, because the people who promoted them first are annoying?
Yeah. That's usually how things happen. If they're charismatic and everything, it usually tends to stick. But if they're not, nothing sticks. That's public speaking.
Yeah, I mean, it was just such a bummer we fell to fascism. It's just if the anti-capitalists had been less annoying to me, I probably would have done something.
This is how they think about political stuff. But this is also how a lot of women think about men. That they're just morally superior to men in every aspect. Everything that men do, we're just cavemen doing the bare minimum of what a man should do, right? That's how they always view things.
Guys, this is almost bringing me to tears because I have PTSD of who I used to be. This is who I used to be, and this is annoying and insufferable. And I cannot believe she got through making this entire video and didn't realize what was happening in this video. Now she says the overwhelming response, overwhelming is the word she used, response that she got from liberals about not wanting to join the left or not wanting to hear out the left is that they were annoying. When you get an overwhelming response from a particular group of people, one thing you could do is completely ignore it and then play into the response, which is what she did in this video. The other thing that you could do is think about why you got an overwhelming
accountability? Amala, what are you speaking about? For her to self-reflect? What?
singular answer to your question. And then look internally and go, wait a second, am I or are we annoying? And instead, she's doubling down. We're gonna watch one more TikTok.
You know how I know you've never actually organized? Because when you complain about leftists being annoying, it's yeah, we're the most annoying people on earth. That doesn't stop me from being in coalition with them. You don't join a Marxist-Leninist organization because it's a popularity contest to make friends, right? It's nice if you find friends there. That's not why you join that organization. And I'm so tired.
That's kind of why you join organizations, is to make friends and people like-minded like you.
Of liberals acting like They need a special liaison to court them in their favor specifically because they are the specialist little baby on planet Earth.
Okay, do you need
They are or you are?
to hear any more? Do you need any more of the soapbox? Do you need any more of the condescension from this particular leftist? No, but you'll find when you dive into wokeism and
Well, again, she brings up politics with this particular one, but I think this is, again, how women view men. Like this condescension that men are just evil creatures and we don't even deserve to be alive.
leftism, that it is rife with this sort of posturing, with this sort of annoyed, morally superior, sitting on my high ground individual who wants to talk down at you every single time they get the opportunity.
And you knew you were like this, Amala?
Now, there were people who tried to jump into this girl's comment section and let her know the different issues they have with the left, and you'll just have to see what her responses were.
This is because leftists are so damn annoying. Let's take a look. Justin said they're not a leftist because liberals believe in a constitutional government, individual rights, free markets, and the rule of law over the mob. The reason I would never be a leftist is because what people usually mean when they say that is Marxist socialism, communism, and that is far too authoritarian and violent for my taste. Can someone...
Agreed. It literally goes into communism majority of the time, from what I've noticed.
point out where Justin said it's...
And I was born into communism, by the way, guys. If you guys didn't know, I was born into it, raised in there for 5 years. It wasn't great.
Because leftists are annoying? Anybody? Well, let's see what OP responded. Me, when I don't know what I'm talking about, but I confidently spout propaganda. So, Juicy Crone here, and your response was to be dismissive. Here's another response that has nothing to do with being annoying. I mean, I feel like I am a leftist, but I kept being told by Puritan leftists that I'm a liberal. At this point, I just call myself a progressive social democrat. It's not puritanical to correct someone on a literal definition. Jesus fucking Christ.
So there we go. People actually gave good reasons for why they don't support the left, and still she's being what? Annoying. And I want to go into the point of her original video. What someone might mean when they say, I can't support you guys because you're annoying. Or I felt maybe a drive to hear you out, but you're too annoying. Now I can hear a response like that and understand why somebody might say, you can't have whether or not you're annoyed be...
I mean, it's kind of like church people. People don't like preachy church people. They think church people are annoying. I think it's the very similar. It's that preachiness that they think they're morally superior to you and very condescending to you. But that's what people don't like.
The baseline for your moral compass or your values. But what is somebody really saying when they say the left is annoying? Now, again, as a former leftist, in analyzing my former self and thinking about the word annoying, it means so much more than just the word itself.
Correct.
I'm thinking about the condescension, the not being curious, the moral superiority, the authoritarian and totalitarian way in which so many leftists move through the world, and how I move through the world as a leftist, policing people's language, their actions, the things that they were thinking and feeling in an almost cult-like way, where you had to toe every bit of the line of the ideology that I had, or you were out of the group. Now, all of those things are annoying. And while I wanted people to think like me and be like me and just believe what I believed, I didn't really have a...
I don't even want the world to do that. Like, that's the weird thing about it. Like, I don't want the world to think like me. That's weird. I don't think correctly on everything, right? Like, I'm not smart enough to know everything. I just give my advice and my opinion, how I lived life. If it's good for you, take it. If it's not, it's okay. Thank you for listening. And, you know, like and subscribe. I don't know what else to say, right? It's just, if people enjoy the content, they're going to enjoy it no matter what, like advice or not.
A life that was worthy of that bit of aspiration. Who wants life advice, moral advice, value advice from a group of people who annoy them? I don't know about you guys, but I don't often take advice from people that when I look at their life, I don't want to live that life. I don't want to feel how they feel, and I don't want to continue to feel the way that they're making me feel when I'm around them. It's annoying. And just in case this message isn't landing, let me show you some examples. And again, I'm saying this with love and compassion as somebody who used to be one of those people and recognizes just how problematic that actually was. And I understand deeply when people say I don't fuck with you because you're annoying. Okay, let's watch video number 1. It seems like a leftist is always on a soapbox. Let's hear it.
A lot of white people in my comment section right now saying I'm too woke, too woke. So for the people who are saying I'm too woke, I want you to know this. Your woke.
You notice who she features, right? It's definitely the women out there that are crazy.
This is most likely a performance, a virtue signal. You were sold a narrative that you could be liberal, but within the confines of the structure, that you could awaken so long as you didn't discover certain things, so long as you didn't eat the apple. And now you look stupid because as you meat ride white supremacy and patriarchy in order to cherry pick specific aspects for your convenience and for your benefit, you are doing everybody else a disservice around you. The people who created
Just get it away from me. Just stop. Shut it off.
Ew. Brother, ew! What's that?
Where's the off button? Everything is a speech. Everything is a lesson. Always talking down, which you would have to do if you view yourself as being on a moral high ground in comparison to everyone around you. I was like that, gave it up. Luckily, if it's not the soapbox that I think every leftist needs to step down from, it is the us versus them mentality that is just interwoven in everything that they think and feel. And when you live your life and you go, what you just said about that particular group of people doesn't really align with my experience, they hop back on the soapbox.
Yep.
Watch.
White people are the only group of people who will label you the aggressor because you refuse.
I told you guys, Asian women are cooked. Cooked. Look how liberal they are. Look how far left they go. Look at her eyebrows and look at her nails. Just look. Just look. This is a prime example right now. Don't look away right now. You gotta pay attention.
To let them disrespect you.
These hasty generalizations and moral judgments and the categorization of people into certain groups based off of superficial identity characteristics is annoying. Moving on. A lot of times these people are really loud, violent. They're screaming their point at you rather than trying to have a conversation in which they're curious about your set of beliefs and where you're
Curious about our beliefs? What?
coming from and why you're coming from that stance. Let's watch.
I am so f***ing tired of white men cosplaying the apocalypse. The only f***ing reason why we needed the goddamn Voting Rights Act in the first place is because of white men. I don't care that you don't f***ing see the value in it. Neither did your great-grandfather. And that's the f***ing reason we have it.
Oh yeah, let me hear more about your group and their set of beliefs. Do you have any of this written on maybe a pamphlet that I can take home to peruse and be curious about? And if they're not on a soapbox
You got me with that one.
talking down to you or pitting you against somebody or screaming at you or being violent, they're being pseudo-intellectuals. Let's watch.
I don't want to hear the word matriarchy out of a white woman's mouth because your version of matriarchy is not matriarchy. It is repackaged patriarchy because you won't confront your own white supremacy.
You guys want to hear more? There's always an issue. There's always a problem. There's always something to fight about or fight against. And again, they have to constantly signal that they understand the issue more than you do, and they're in fact morally superior in comparison to you. They consistently understand something that I guess you don't, and then when you dive into it, it happens to all be based off of, I don't know, your skin color or your gender or your sexual orientation. A lot of things that they're just making up at this point. That can feel annoying. And when you try to have normal conversation with some of these individuals, which is what one of the foundational experiences of our human existence, you can't do it because it's full of self-censorship or censoring and policing other people, trying not to offend one another, defending yourself when you do offend somebody, and again, trying to prove that you are morally superior. Here's an example.
Fan behavior. Sorry, I think it's probably, I think it's giving it's giving AAVE. Yep. Okay, so we're just gonna try to remove that from our vocabulary. Pretty easy.
What the hell is AAVE?
You are showcasing fan behavior.
For those of you that don't understand what just happened in that clip, she said the phrase, it's giving, a common slang term being used by young people right now. She thought to herself, is that a phrase that only black people should be able to say because black people created it? She then Googled that, confirmed it, and is now taking the phrase out of her vocabulary so as not to offend black people. I could keep going with example after example after example of why.
I get that all the time. Like when I first started talking about passport bros, I got a lot of black people, especially black men out there, like, this is a black man thing. We started this. I'm like, And can I join? Why can't I join? Do I have to be black to join? Like, why can't I be a password bro too? I don't get it. Like, when certain groups start something, congratulations, you started it. Can't other people join too now? Like, why do you make it secluded to only you? Especially when it's like a men thing. I don't know.
This ideology is annoying, but I think it's better to talk about why it being annoying means so much more than just it makes me feel weird. Being deeply annoyed by these people in this case means more about them and what they believe than it means anything about you. Guys, don't get me wrong. There are conservatives, right-leaning people of all different ideologies that can be annoying,
Sure.
But there's something particular about the Western.
I'm sure I'm annoying sometimes. Some of you guys hate it when I say broke, dusty, musty, crusty.
Leftist. And I say that as somebody who was one and has experienced being an organizer in these groups, but has also been on the other end of it and experienced leftists from that perspective. These people are getting this particular bit of feedback for a reason. And I would think that if a bunch of people told me today that I was super annoying, that I would look internally and try to figure out.
I mean, yeah, it depends on how many people. Everybody around me and the internet comments, I might have to rethink some things. So.
Why the fuck I'm so annoying? And I think in this video, we've identified a lot of why this particular group of people feels a bit annoying to be around. And instead of this girl pausing for a moment,
it's like most of these things that we're talking about, leftists or whatever, it's all traits that a lot of women really embody with themselves. A lot of modern women. This is why men are walking away and not wanting to deal with women in general, because they're so left-leaning.
Taking a breath and doing a little bit of self-reflection, she's in fact giving us more of exactly what we're talking about. And I'll go even further than that. This is what happens when your political and social beliefs are not necessarily grounded in reality. You kind of have to force them upon people through different manipulation tactics like screaming and violence and condescension and speaking down, which is why leftism so often appears in this way. Instead of asking people to adopt your values based on their merit, you're telling them that they just simply should believe what you believe because that would make them a good person.
I totally thought it was an interesting conversation. Try not to get too political on my channel, but sometimes politics always leaks into things. And yeah, left-leaning people, it's mostly the women. It's a lot of women, a lot of white women that are recruiting all the other women. Asians, Hispanics, blacks, there's just a lot of them. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Ciao.